a question? I'm Dr. Catherine Lewis, the director of the Holocaust Museum here. And I know that you mentioned that the main exhibit, it sounds like that will be changed at Auschwitz I. Can you talk a little bit more about the motivation and sort of what you plan for the new exhibit?
Now we are working on the scenario, so it's a little bit early to make a deep announce. But I think that there will be three parts of this new exhibition. The first part will be about Auschwitz as a project, let's say. Auschwitz as something that was chosen, that was created, that was, let's say, the dimension was enlarged, and it was planned, it was executed. There was some teams, there was a SS, there was some chiefs, there was some relations with the state, etc., etc. Something very, very important, something that don't appear completely in the today's exhibition. The today's exhibition was created more than 50 years ago by former prisoners who really don't wanted to see those faces again, the face of the SS, of the perpetrators. But I think that today, for the new generations that understand not so well those times than people 10 years after the war, we must really, let's say, add a part about Auschwitz as a plan that was developed all along those more than 4 years. The second part will be about the Shoah, and this part we will use as a guideline, let's say, the pictures of the Auschwitz album, because from all the sites, it is the only one site that we have the possibility to have so important, let's say, collections of pictures that at the last moment of the life of the innocent victims. And those pictures will, let's say, show us the arrival, the selections, the partition of the families into groups, and the last matters of those people. And in this second part, we will also preserve those things that was shown in the actual exhibition, but that and that becomes, during all those decades, authentic, I think, symbols of the Shoah. I speak about the shoes, about the suitcases, about those things that are really becomes a world symbols of this history. It is very important because in all the museums there are items like this, and we must preserve also a contact, a symbolic contact with all the other museums of the Holocaust all around the world. The third part will be focused on the tragedy of the prisoners in the camp. So after the selections, we will stand with those who were selected with the camp to the camp. It will show, of course, all the history, so from 1940 to 45, and the guideline of this part will be the process of dehumanizations. And of course, we will show also how some of those people was trying to preserve their humanity in this very difficult place. After this, these three parts, the visitors will go to the block number 10. The block number 10 is a very important block. Dr. Klauberg was working on this block and did many, let's say, medical experiences on humans. This block is closed until now, but we want to preserve it and to let it open without any exhibition. We will just put some medical items that we have from that time, just to show what that means, authenticity of maybe one of the most terrible blocks in the whole complex of Auschwitz I. After the people will go to the block 11, so the block of the executions, and to the first gas chambers and crematoria, and they will go to Birkenau. Birkenau, I'm not playing now at the creation of some new exhibitions in Birkenau, because I think that it's enough to do for two reasons. It's enough to do let's say, the museology and the pedagogy in Auschwitz I, who is already, let's say, a little bit destroyed by exhibitions. And for the other reason that I think Birkenau has to be preserved in the maximum at the authentic site. Because it's the only one that remains in the whole Europe in this, let's say, dimension. So Birkenau is something that must be seen and must be seen preserved. Some guides will, of course, explain the reality of Birkenau, but I am very, very stressed and anxious when I hear some ideas to add some museology in Birkenau, because in 20 years it will be completely destroyed by exhibitions, by monuments or something like this, if we start in that way. We are thinking more and more about another exhibition, a very short 7 minutes exhibition, not more, in the entrance before affronting the Arbeitsmarktfrei gate. A short exhibition just in order to repeat with those people who was at school the 30s, arriving of Hitler power, the Kristallnacht and all that events, let's say, that was before the creation of Auschwitz, because now those things are let's say, are not really present at the beginning, and the new generation that are longer and longer away from that time sometimes do not understand that Auschwitz, it is not a starting point, it's an arrival of the 30s. And this is something very, very important, because if we want that young people will be able to react in the today's world, they must see the symptoms of the evil in the early stages and not when it is too late. Mm-hmm. I think that the scenario will be finished maybe around February, March, after we will discuss with the International Auschwitz Council those issues, and with the special council that we also international that we created only for this problem of the scenario. After those blocks who will be chosen for this scenario will be prepared by conservators, it will take some years to prepare this exhibition. And of course this exhibition will not be open in one moment, because we can't close the entire former camp for preparing it. So we must do that step by steps in order to show the whole history to the visitors during the time of changing this exhibition.